What's up, guys? Welcome back to UnOrdinary Review and Discussion for today, episode 313. Now, just finished talking about episode 312. A few things that are going to come into play with this episode. So, here we go. So, they disperse of the two who are trying to disable them. They take them out, knock them unconscious and everything, but they keep the disablers on hand, meaning they have not used them out to this moment, but they are knocked out. So, they then ambush another group and take their lab coats. Now, this shouldn't work. This really shouldn't work. Do you remember what I said last time? So, Arlo clearly looked at the cameras. Arlo clearly sees the cameras when they're around, when he's like trying to figure out the whole situation. And Cassandra did look right at them before she began breaking them. So I'm honestly just wondering, does the security team like just not tell anyone what they look like? Do they not report the footage to anyone else immediately? Do they just not say like, hey, this is what the two people look like, be on guard? Like, it's strange. It's strange that, but honestly, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that they have the lab coats, because spoiler alert, who ends up catching them recognizes them anyway. But let's continue. Cassandra then reflects from the man upstairs and his hatred for the Bureau and loyalty to Spectre. She calls it frightening. And I think that she is about to get a bigger glimpse of that, of people being loyal to Spectre despite how awful it is. But I still think that this is a good indication that Cassandra may not fully be aware of everything the authorities don't do. She may not be in test. She may be like Remy, wondering why do people... No. Not like Remy. Remy started losing faith in the authorities very early on in the story. Similar to Arlo, with how wondering why everyone wasn't wanting to trust the authorities. So, yeah, I think this may be an indication as to that she's not aware of everything the authority does. So, Arlo then suggests that they locate the surveillance room, and Cassandra agrees but asks how long they'll be disabled, and Arlo mentions it will be about an hour. She then suggests that they stay close while she tries to locate it. And she clearly still has a good bit of range. It seems like we clearly don't get to see much, but it seems like she's scanning the whole floor from one area. And honestly, I think this does give us a bit clearer of an indication that she is a higher level than Arlo is. So, yeah. They then locate the room. Cassandra immediately restrains the two watchers, film watchers, footage keepers, guy dudes. But anyway, she restrains them, like takes out, like grabs their hands and their feet, ties them up, hoists them in the air, while Arlo knocks them out with punches. Based on that, I'm assuming that Arlo's the one who took out the guys on the top floor. So, while they try and locate some more information on the facility, they get a call from a woman who I thought was a higher up at this facility. I think she still is, but when I first saw her, I honestly thought, are we actually going to meet Miranda right now? I don't think it's her by any means, because she has a completely different hairstyle from Miranda and also text box. But Arlo answers and tells her that everything is fine, but she notices that there was a change in the voice, which honestly, smart move. I really like that. And she sends an asset to check things out. And here, we run into none other than Rain. Rain is here. And also, she sees Arlo and immediately attacks, remembering what he did to her back in the turf war. We also get to see the older art style of UnOrdinary, like Uru just reuses the panels instead of just drawing them. And honestly, I thought it was really cool to see kind of like very close up personal, really close compare and contrast what old Arlo looked like and what current Arlo looks like. It was a really cool, like, little blast to the past. Anyway, Rain, she sees it, and honestly, like I said, Arlo versus Rain, that was not a rematch I was expecting whatsoever, but She immediately attacks Arlo with her arachnid legs, but Arlo is able to block with a disc shield. She only attacks with 2 at first, and Arlo is able to dodge or to block it, but Rain immediately uses the opportunity to get on top of him and begins choking him out. And honestly, I gotta say, Karma's a real bitch, ain't it, Arlo? Damn. But no, she's like actually really messing him up and like doing some serious damage. And at one point, Arlo starts to foam at the mouth as well. It's kind of I don't hate Arlo as much as I used to, but like he kind of had it coming if I'm being honest. But yeah, Arlo tries to disable her, but she parries it with one of her other legs, and she says specifically, "That won't work on me a second time." So, Rain still got a little bit of flashbacks about getting disabled the first time. Cass then manages to get her off of Arlo with a simple attack, just kind of slashing at her, and asks who Rain is. When Arlo tells her about his and her situation, that they were part of a turf war battle, and Arlo kind of went overboard with her. Again, I feel like I'll say this again. I feel like that's a bit of an understatement, but I totally get it. But it's fine. It's honestly fine. Cassandra reflects on the number of enemies Arlo's made. And honestly, like I said, it's good to see Arlo reflect on the event, on like his past, even if it is brief. But Rain continues to attack Arlo's barrier and manages to crack it, severely damaging Arlo. Cassandra then reinforces her barrier, which that is so freaking cool. We see a lot of combo attacks in UnOrdinary. The lightning guillotine, the attack that I came up with that Uru used, I love that so much. I think it's really cool. But unless I'm tripping, aside from healing, well, okay, no, I was gonna say I don't think we've seen abilities directly affect other people, but I was wrong, because Terrence used that for other people he used invisibility on other people at Rowden Hill. But I don't think we've seen people directly augment others' abilities. Now, what I mean by that is that Cassandra uses her particles to reinforce Arlo's barrier, and it's able to withstand more damage without cracking more. So it's really cool to see. And I'm wondering if she is also taking damage from it, because she does kind of wince a little bit as it gets hit, but it's clearly not nearly as much as Arlo has taken. But Cassandra then tries talking everything out with Rain, asking if she was disabled and forced to work with them. And when Rain refuses to say anything, Cassandra offers to help her be free again, and Rain stops attacking. Now, honestly, this is a pretty cool chapter. Like I said, Arlo versus Rain was not what I was expecting at all. I absolutely thought it was going to be Blyke versus Rain rematch. I do still kind of wish we could get that, but based on what's about to happen, I don't think we're going to see Rain again. But it's still cool to see, and there is still a lot of really cool stuff in this episode. So, with that being said, guys, I'd honestly give this episode a level 8.2. And let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. And as always, everyone, see you, Space Cowboy.